We're finally learning new details tonight in a case that's drawn in agencies from across the state and led to hazmat investigations at multiple sites in Madison. Prosecutors now allege a man and woman conspired to poison at least two of his former partners. In newly released court documents, prosecutors allege Paul Van Duyn and Andrea Whitaker used cyanide and Valium to try and poison the two women. One victim was hospitalized. The other reported a suspicious tasting water bottle, which later tested positive for cyanide. Van Duyn was arrested earlier this week. Prosecutors say while in jail, he called Whitaker, allegedly instructing her to remove key evidence.
This defendant's phone was seized, and I can tell you that the search history and the chat messages between her and Mr. Van Duyn are extraordinarily concerning. There is detailed discussion on obtaining different poisons, how to make them. It's believed that this defendant has an academic background in pharmacology, knows how to do those studies.
Court records show this case has been developing for weeks, with law enforcement in multiple counties tracking Van Duyn's movements and collecting evidence. Investigators say the arrest came after he showed up at one of the victims' homes. Right now, Van Duyn is being held on multiple counts of attempted homicide. Whitaker is charged with harboring a felon, but prosecutors say more serious charges are likely. Breaking down what we know so far, Monday, Madison police and fire responded to a hazardous situation. Our crews were on scene in the 1400 block of West Skyline Drive and saw multiple agencies respond. Yesterday, our crews were on scene at two different locations we later confirmed were connected to the Skyline Drive investigation. Later in the night, we learned that two people were in custody in connection to the events. Here's some video from today at the Spooner Street location. This is one of the places we learned about yesterday in relation to the investigation. Again, police taped off several blocks in the area. Neighbors told 15 News they started in the morning and remained on scene all day. West Skyline Drive also had local and federal agencies there today. This was the first location we reported of a hazardous materials investigation happening. Here you can see investigators in hazmat suits entering one of the homes.